Jamie's won the pot with a strong all-in raise.
Well, Dewey Tomko sure made a big lay down there, Vince.
Well, I give a lot of credit to Jamie. Went all in. He pushed his little friend, the Phantom Dewey, back into hiding.
I'm not consistent at all.
Some days I'm a pussycat, and some days I'm a shark.
Well, I know Dewey has a lot of respect for Jamie. Well, you got to recognize this. Good players can lay down big hands. Weak players call with most anything, but a good player can get away from a hand. Dewey decided to lay down that hand, and let's see what happens from here. Action's on Jose. He's got a 9-5. He folds.
Now Dewey's got an 8-10. Now look at this. This is crazy. He's raising with this hand. Sure, he'll fold the 10s, but he's going to raise with an 8-10 offsuit.
To 7,000 total.
Well, he might be steaming a little bit here, Vince.
Yeah. And he's going to win the pot. He's going to win the pot. You're right. Absolutely right. Steaming. He's steaming a little bit. He realized, hey, I should have been with the 10s probably. And you know what? Even though I have nothing here, I'm going to raise it. I'm going to take a chance. I'm a little on tilt or steaming. And that means you're betting off of past emotions, mostly negative.
Vince, if you are a professional poker player, there are no two ways about it. You must be able to control your emotions at the table.
That's very true, but you know that, and I know that. But as Shauna Hyatt found out, talking to these professional poker players, they know that it's a lot easier said than done. Shauna.
It's a jungle out there. If poker is the survival of the fittest, the player who controls his emotion is king. The player who does not ends up being a little lower on the food chain.
When you lose a hand that you felt like you should win, that's your money going over to the other guy's stack. And there's an emotional connection. There is a very primal thing that happens when your money is taken away from you.
Sometimes you lose it. We're not robots here, we're people. It's an emotional game, no matter how you put it.
Taking a seat at the poker table is the start of two battles. The first against your opponents, and the other against yourself. Lose a hand and you can come back. Lose your cool and face the consequences. But if the twists of the game turn your world upside down, only you can put it right again. Take a deep breath. And take the time to remind yourself who's in charge here. If you can win that battle and master your emotions, then when it's over, you can let it all hang out.
It's a 4. Chris is our champion today.
We're coming right back with more from Costa Rica after this.
Here in Costa Rica, it's legal to carry a gun, but in the casino, you have to check it at the door.
Welcome back to the Casinos Europa at the Costa Rica Classic. I'm Vince Van Patten.
And I'm Mike Sexton, and our chip leader by quite a wide margin is Cuban-born Luis Milanes, the tournament host and the owner of Casinos Europa.
This is pretty amazing. The rich just keep getting richer. Luis is dominating this field. It's pretty amazing. Let's see if somebody could put a little dent in, make a little run at Luis, and knock out the guy they call El Nino.
El Nino.
Here we go. And Luis has picked up 9-8 of hearts, suited connector. Pretty interesting hand he's calling.
Look at Jamie. No. He bangs all his chips in the pot with 2 8s.
Jamie doing it again, going all in.
Jose folds. Dewey Tomko folds.
Jamie, look at her.
Look at Luis folding, looking a little irritated. He's saying, hey, I got some rifles in the basement. Don't be messing around with me.
Well, he's got that kind of hand, a lot of chips. He wants to see a flop. It just pains him to throw that hand away, Vince.
But, you know, impressive move by Jamie. Playing loosey-goosey. It is paying off for him.
He really is. Playing well right now.
You know, sometimes you play with reckless abandon. You just, you know, you win a hand, you push it in all next hand. These guys know if they do call it and they lose, they're eliminated. There's a lot at stake here. One false move. This isn't a limit game. This is no limit. And it's scary at times. Okay, you see Luis is getting touched up there. You know, that's what you call a poker makeover.
They're polishing his baldness in the back of his head there.
I don't think we're supposed to have makeovers in poker.
Okay, with 5 players left, Luis is still our big chip leader with 220,000 in chips. Jaime, Jamie, and Jose all have the upper 30,000s, and Dewey's a low man with 20-some thousand.
Thank you. Okay.
And Vince, the price of poker has just gone up. The blinds are 1,500 and 3,000.
Okay, that means that they're already involved in the pot. So the tournament won't last 25 days. It speeds up action. Luis is first to act here. He's picked up a 10 and a king. And look at this. He's going to raise with just a 10 king offsuit.
To 12,000.
Jaime quickly folds. Now look at Jamie.
No, Luis. Yeah.
No, Luis, he says. Bang. He's coming over the top for all his money.
This guy has a death wish, just raising Luis.
Now Luis says count him down. Now it's going to cost Luis about 24 more thousand to call this. Now I don't believe he should make this call. He's in a commanding lead. But on the other hand, the last hand, I think he was a little distressed. He limped in. He got re-raised.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's got to be frustrated. He is going to call. He's tired of getting pushed around by Jamie.
He did.
He's got a couple $100,000. What the heck?
Okay, this is King 10 versus 2 queens. Jamie's a big favorite here.
King 10, Jamie is
You know something? Just drop a king there, and Jamie could be eliminated here. Let's see.
Yeah, the flop comes 9-9-3.
He's hanging around now. He's still very good for Jamie. Next card doesn't help him.
4 comes off. Right now, the kingpin's going to need a king, or Jamie Liggett is going to double up.
Jamie's done it.
Luis gives him a little clap.
Very little, I may add.
Now, quite frankly, I see the first leak in the dam here for Luis. That was a very bad move to call an all-in bet with a king 10. It's a difference, Vince, if you're moving your chips yourself. If you're the first one to get in a pot, and no limit hold'em, normally the first guy to bet wins the pot. You know, if you're betting your chips, you can't be faulted. When you're calling your chips off, like Luis just did, it's a bad tactical move. It's a bad play. Luis paid the price. He doubled up Jamie Ligator.
Jamie Ligator loves it when poker players from the U.S. and Europe bring their poker games to Costa Rica, especially when they bring their bankroll.
A lot of foreign card players come and start playing the games here, and their first impression is that the Costa Ricans are crazy, that they're going to kill us, that they're going to clean us up. Believe me, 100% of them go away broke from here. At first sight, they think they found poker heaven, that they're going to move here and make a living out of poker, and they never do. I haven't found one. I'm not professional, so I play for fun and I try to do the best I can. The pressure gets to me, though, once I get close to the goal, yeah. There are some days that I just play wonderful, and some days I just really play stupid, and I get out early in the tournaments, and I'm not consistent at all. I'm a coward. I'm a big coward. When somebody says all in on me, I'm more likely to fold.
For all the downplaying of his ability, Jamie Ligator belongs at this final table. His talents are the equal of any of his fellow Costa Rican poker players.
We have some excellent players who give the appearance of being wild, but they're very controlled. They know what they're doing. They give that appearance, they make somebody feel at ease, and they just are excellent readers, they're excellent players, they're aggressive. We have excellent players here.
Well, Jamie Ligator, now that time he had a big hand when he raised with 2 queens there.
Absolutely. I mean, he's showing that he has heart and he has guts and great imagination. I mean, it's still very tough to make that play, and he's making it work for him today.
The action's on him, and he folds. Jose folds, and Dewey folds, and now it's the battle of the blinds. Luis and Jaime. Luis calls 1,500.
Forget, in this game, it could be all over. Anytime you move all in, you're flirting with death in this game.
I notice Luis has a 4 and a 6.
3 suits.
And Jaime has a pair of 3s.
Reina tres dos, check, check. Now a 5.
Look at this. Luis just caught the inside straight.
Right now, he has the very best possible hand that you can have. And he comes out and bets 3,000, a very small bet, trying to throw the bait out there for his opponent. His opponent took the bait and called the 3,000.
Last card is a king.
Now this is interesting because it's kind of a milk bet before. You don't want to overbet. You want to get the guy to call because you have the absolute rocks, a cinch.
He puts a stack out there, looks like about 15,000. Now look at his face here. That's what we want to look at, because he has the very best possible hand you can have.
The man has got to be so excited. Look at him. He's got the cinch. He's got a guy that might call him. Who knows? He might raise him. He's thinking, this is why we play poker.
Well, Jaime only has a pair of threes. Jaime throws his hand away, and Luis shows him the 4 and the 6, the best possible hand. Now, here's something I don't think a professional would do either. You don't show your opponent the nuts when they don't call you.
Well, professionals don't own casinos either, so what are you going to do?
Well, you got a point there.
We are in the thick of it at the Costa Rica Classic on the World Poker Tour.
You can become the next WPT Poker Made Millionaire, but you have to play to win.
We are back at the final table of the Costa Rica Classic. We still have 5 players left, and they are vying for the biggest slice of nearly $250,000.
I'm Vince Van Patten along with Mike Sexton, and we are here to call the action. Right now, the first place will get over $100,000 and will also get a guaranteed seat at the WPT Championship at Bellagio. And right now, it looks like Luis Milanes is dominating this field.
Well, he's still our chip leader, but Vince, he's had some missteps along the way, but he's still well in command of this tournament.
Let's watch this.
Well, the action's on Dewey Tomka. Now, Dewey only has 19,000 in chips, and remember, it's 4,500 to play around, so he's got to make a stand.
Now, Dewey, formerly known as the Phantom, has just moved all in with King Jack of Diamonds.
Well, I don't blame him at all with the King Jack of Diamonds. I'd have moved all in right there, too. But look at this. Here comes Luis. Luis has an Ace Jack, and he's called Dewey.
That's an amazing call.
And Jaime folds, and Jamie folds, and Jose folds.
But you know what? He figures it's only about 19,000, and you know what? I could break him. This could be it for Dewey.
This is actually a nice call by Luis right here. He's in a dominating position. It's Ace Jack versus the King Jack of Diamonds. Dewey Tomko needs some help, or he is going to be our 5th place finisher. It's Ace Jack versus King Jack. Here comes the flop.
Okay, at this point, that doesn't help either player. Of course, it keeps Luis in front.
It actually gives Dewey a straight draw. He can win this pot with a 10 or a king right now.
That's right. Open-ended. A 10. It's a miracle.
And there it is.
A miracle.
Look at Luis. Look.
Look at him.
He reaches. Now, he shakes his hand, but Luis can still win this pot if a king comes off. A queen comes off.
It's a queen, so Dewey is going to double.
What are you going to do? I mean, you catch the inside straight the hand before that, and now this guy catches it on you. I mean, it's like poker justice.
This time he's doubled up a very dangerous player. Dewey Tomko has doubled up. He is back in this competition.
Dewey Tomko is a gambler. He's cashed in millions on the golf course, the sports book, and the poker table. He knows the way to win is to first lose your illusions about yourself.
My strength is probably playing after the flop, after you see the cards. And my weakness is probably playing the way we are right now, just showdown poker. Basically, everybody moves in and prays.
If Dewey knows himself, his opponents know him too.
I think the best player at the table is Dewey Tomko.
You always keep an eye on Dewey. Dewey's a tremendous player. He's a dogs.
Dewey Tomko is a gambler who doesn't take risks. He knows his strengths, and he likes his chances.
I think I got as good a shot as anybody. I'm going to try to do my best, and I actually think I'll win.
He knows in poker, anything can happen.
Whether it's right or wrong, I've got a game plan already established. It might work out, it might not, you know. There's times it hasn't worked out before.
Well, that's if you look at Luis, he sure doesn't look like he's the major chip leader with over 2-to-1 chip lead over everybody, because he just doubled up Dewey. He looks a little bit deflated to me.
Well, he's still got 164,000. He's in a commanding lead. But you're right. You take a couple hits here and there, and you can get down on yourself. But you know what? That's the mark of a great player, great athlete, whatever you want to call it, that they can come back. They have the composure.
Let's see if that's an omen for Dewey. He's the first to act here, and he picks up 2 6s.
Those 6s just seem to be pushed around the table now.
Now, he just calls there with 2 6s. Luis folds. And Jaime folds, and Jamie out of the small blind also has 2 6s and called.
Jamie calls from the small blind.
And Jose checks.
Got the same identical hand. Here we go.
So we have a three-way pot here. It's Jack, Jack, 9.
3 different suits.
And Jamie checks, and Jose checks, and now it's up to Dewey.
It's check to Dewey.
Now Dewey bets 6,000.
6,000.
Jamie folds, and Jose folds. And even though Jamie and Dewey had the exact same hand, 2 6s, Dewey was the first one to bet at the pot.
Goes to show you, once again, that position pays off, being in good position.
Well, Vince, as we continue, the price of poker is going up.
Absolutely. The blinds are now 2,000 and 4,000. Once again, blinds are when 2 guys are forced to put money in before they even get to look at their cards.
All right, the action's on Dewey. Dewey folds. He had ace high that he threw away there. Luis folds.
Dewey and Luis fold.
And look at this. Jaime moves all in with a 5-3 of spade. Jamie throws his hand away, and Jose Rosenkrantz picks up 2 aces in the big blind. It's every poker player's dream.
American Airlines, the mother of all hands. This has got to be a sickening feeling for Jaime. He thought he was making a good play. There's not many outs. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, he has a pair of 5s. He does have certain outs here. He's got to get real lucky.
He can catch a 5 or a 3 to crack these 2 aces. A 7 comes off. Now he needs a 6, a 5, or a 3 to beat the 2 aces.
He's been playing for a couple days. He's tired. Can a miracle happen? That's what you're thinking.
Vince, as you know, in poker, anything can happen. Come on back to the Costa Rica Classic on the World Poker Tour. We are back at the Costa Rica Classic in San Jose, Costa Rica. I'm Mike Sexton.
Yeah, and I'm Vince Van Patten, and we are down to 5 players going on 4, Mike.
Well, Jaime Antenoloff was all in with a 3-5 of spade, and he ran into a buzzsaw when Costa Rican Jose Rosenkrantz flipped over 2 aces.
Yeah.
Jaime is going to need a lot of help to stay in this tournament.
So he needs a 6 or a 5.
Or a 3.
Can Jaime make it happen?
No! No, he doesn't do it. Jaime Antenoloff is our 5th place finisher. He will take home $11,510 back to Ecuador.
Hasta luego, Jaime. You played great. It's instant death when you see that last card come up and it doesn't help you. The ace is going to win for Jose. Well-played hand. Jaime is out of this thing. Down to 4 players. Now, you got to change your strategy a little bit. You got to play a little looser. You know, a player gets eliminated. You try to, all the players going to pretend like, oh, they're sorry, you know, tough luck. But actually, they're very happy. They're giddy. They're excited. They're like a bunch of gators in a swamp, just waiting to pounce on the next prey.
Well, out of these 4 players, 3 of them are from right here in San Jose, Costa Rica. We have 1 American left, Dewey Tomko from Florida. The action's going to be on Jose. He has Jack Deuce. He folds. Dewey folds.
Dewey folds.
And Luis calls out of the small blind. So we're going to see a flop between a battle of the blinds.
Jamie checks.
Okay, here's the flop. King, queen, 6. Now look at this. Luis has flopped 2 pairs. It's extremely good, but he's checking. This is called a trap. He's going to try to trap his prey here.
Yep, he's trying to be a fox here.
Check, check it goes.
And Jamie checks behind him.
Now he can't check again. You can only trap for so long. He is betting this time, and he's going to win the pot that way.
He fires out and bets this time. He shows the 2 pair.
Well played by Luis.
Mike, do you notice in poker there's a lot of talk about trappers and prey and foxes and snakes? There's a lot of animal references in poker.
Well, Vance, I'll tell you, poker is like the jungle. It's survival of the fittest.
Luis has about
You got to go for the juggler if you want to be a champion.
Okay, it's going to be on Jamie first to act. He went out. Jose has a pretty good hand. Ace-10, he's going to raise it.
He raises on the button. Here goes Dewey. Doesn't even flinch, just stacks all off. 25,000, he moves all in. He has ace-king clubs, a big hand. This is what he's been waiting for, Vince.
Well, he's got the hand. He's got big slick. You can't wait any longer. That's a beautiful hand. He's raising it up big.
25,000 total.
He has ace-king of clubs. He's moved all in. And now Jose, it's going to cost him 15,000 more to call. Now, what he's thinking about is how much is in the pot. Well, there's 40,000 in the pot. He's counting up what he's going to have left if he loses this pot. Still going to be over 40,000. Yes, he's going to gamble. I think it's the right call in this spot for him, even though he won't like what he sees.
They turn it over. And yeah, he's a big dog at this point.
Ace-king of clubs versus ace-10. It's not the hand he wanted Dewey to have. He was hoping Dewey had about a pair of eights or a pair of nines, but he doesn't. Ace-king versus ace-10. Jose stands up. He knows he's going to have to get very lucky to win this pot.
Okay. Can he get lucky? That flop doesn't help him. The ace-king is going to be in front at this point.
Jose sits back down. He knows he's got a big mountain to climb now. The 6 of clubs comes off. That means Jose has 2 cards he can win this pot with, the 10 of spade or 10 of diamonds. That is all.
The flush comes out, doesn't even need it, but he's going to win it. Dewey takes home this pot. Jose, very dejected.
I don't think so, because I don't think he's chastising himself. I think he played that hand correct. You have to raise on the button with ace-10. I don't blame him for putting 15,000 more in the pot when there was 40,000 out there. I actually think he played the pot correctly, and I think he thinks that as well. Just one of those things. He ran into a better hand. Dewey Tomko doubles up, but don't fault Jose for the way he played that hand.
Well, Dewey definitely wakes up finally, comes out. He's been very patient, and he caught a huge hand, a great hand to go all in on.
Well, Vince, as you know, in No Limit Hold'em, the tide changes quickly.
Absolutely. You know what? You saw Jose was in second chip position to that last hand, and now he's in last position.
And Dewey Tomko is doubled up to get back in the hunt here. And Jose's the first to act on this hand.
And look at this. He's picked up a real strong hand. Ace, queen, different suits, and he's going to raise.
He comes in for 15,000. Dewey throws the 4-6 away.
Look at this. Luis is going all in with an ace-jack.
He makes a verbal declaration all in for all his chips. Jose calls him quickly and jumps up. Jose loves to stand up to see the flop. He's in a commanding position, ace-queen versus ace-jack.
Well, Luis is a pretty big underdog at this point. Let's see if they get lucky. Okay.
The flop is 8-5-3. Jose's in the lead. Let's see.
Flop is 8-5-3. A good flop for Jose.
Okay, now they both have aces, but of course, Jose has the better kicker. He's in his Yellowbird lucky shirt. Is his luck going to continue? Last card, yes, it does.
And an 8 comes off. The board pairs 8s. The board makes